Now, it seems like every time Kendrick Lamar does something new, another rapper is just crashing out because of him, and this time around because of his features on Playboi Carti's new album. We have seen a moment where somebody has came at Kendrick that has wanted to for quite some time, as with none other than Kanye West himself. Right after
And what's so crazy about this situation is Kanye was just talking about, hey, Dot, I got you. Talking about some elimination of Drake. But then he switched to saying, I like Drake's music. He's on Drake's side, and now he's dissing Kendrick. But if you know anything about bipolar, understand it's this term called splitting. So pretty much when you split and you're someone like Kanye, you either see someone that's all great or all bad. So this is one of the effects of that. He's moving from the extreme. So at one point he was, let's go Kendrick. Now he's at, I hate you Kendrick.
Playboi Carti dropped this new record, he came out and disrespected Kendrick as he said that he hates his music. And with all of this, currently what we are finding out is that more than any of Kendrick Lamar's other accomplishments and what he has done in the spotlight, Playboi Carti choosing to include Kendrick and make him such a big part of this new record has caused Kanye to talk about the king of hip-hop right now in a way like no other rapper would even think about out loud. And now before we go any further into what all of this means, and really dive into how much Ye despises Kendrick, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And so now when it comes to this current situation that is unfolding between Kendrick and Ye, first off, it is truly wild to see the type of impact that Playboi Carti's new album is having just right after it came out, because really, as Ye was listening to and posting about the final version of I Am Music, which we were all hearing, and of course keep in mind with Playboi Carti that this is an artist who over the past year even has worked on multiple records with Ye, including a #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 in Carnival. And as Ye was listening to this record and sharing his thoughts in real time, what became very clear is that after talking about a few tracks, his anger and disdain for Kendrick Lamar overtook him, as it reached an all-time high
And that's the issue. It's not anything to do with Kendrick. It's the fact that Kanye is not getting the attention he used to get. He's not being seen as this godfather type figure anymore. Kendrick doesn't need Kanye. Carti doesn't need Kanye. Tyler, the creator, doesn't need Kanye. The attention isn't on Kanye anymore. So he is not the center of everything. Y'all remember at one time he was producing for everybody. He was influencing fashion, how we dressed, influencing, hell, everything. Kanye had his hand in everything. Now he's destroyed that. He's burned that all to the ground.
Caused him to say out loud, I don't like Kendrick Lamar's music. He raps very good, but I didn't need to hear him on Carti album. And now with this, what is clear is that with both of the sentences that Ye wrote, he is clearly jealous of Kendrick Lamar and despises how high he has been able to ascend in hip-hop, because really, at this point for Ye, he feels like Kendrick has taken every single thing that he either used to represent or that he always wanted to achieve.
Y'all gotta understand how many records Kendrick Lamar is breaking. Y'all gotta understand he's the first rapper to do the Super Bowl, which Kanye never did. Saying these records that he's breaking with these Spotify records and the #1 charts, like it's so many, I can't even name them. Like each and every single day I'm posting a new milestone on my page. Yeah, and it's most of the milestones he's reaching are not just first times for rappers, but just first times for musicians altogether. He doesn't have that love anymore. Understand? He doesn't have that narcissistic supply. And he wants it desperately. That's what he wants so bad. That's what he craves for. Dang, that's his drug. Energy, attention.
As from just being the face of hip-hop to being the guy who is gonna go down in the books for ending Drake's career, overall, Kendrick is now doing things that in certain instances, like winning the beef with Drake, that Ye just wished he was able to accomplish. And now really, while Ye clearly felt a way about how Drake's career has ended and how much Kendrick Lamar has been praised for it ever since, while just as he said in his own words, Kendrick taking down his arch nemesis was still not enough to make him go and call out the rapper who has been getting the most attention, with the release of music, which again is an album from an artist that Ye has been locked in with for years, and for Playboi Carti.
And I forgot about that too. Drake and Kanye, they had a huge beef. But Drake was ruthless against Kanye, and Kanye can do nothing about it. Kendrick Lamar wiped the floor with Drake. That's something that Kanye couldn't do. So yeah, the ego. Kanye has the biggest ego. If you're a Kanye fan, if you're a casual, you know that. He's been doing this. It's just now there's no more grace. He's gotten worse and worse and worse.
At a certain point, Ye was a mentor to him who helped him develop his sound and build his reputation as an artist because after all, aside from all the big songs these two made together, Ye did fully executive produce Whole Lotta Red, and his contributions to that record and what he did for Carti ended up really cementing a turning point in his career where he ultimately was able to rise into the place that he is today. And now what all of this means for Ye is that now with him seeing the guy, who he feels he helped mold into a superstar and who used to look up to him for creative advice and input, now just barely include him with any of the direction on this album and then include 3 Kendrick Lamar features. And making this even worse, of course there was a rumor that Kendrick was the creative director for this record, which while that does not seem to be the case, with him being on tracks 5, 10, and 15, and even with that, with the sequencing and flow of how this album works alongside his features, which just for reference, the first time we hear him he's doing ad-libs, the second time he has a hook, and the third time he has an entire verse. Overall, with all of this, and with some of the lyrics Kendrick said, which showed how recently all of this was made, it's pretty clear to see that Kendrick was a major player when it came to making this record as a whole, and did have a lot of influence in its creative process. And I mean...
Yeah, I was just about to say the same thing, because Kendrick had 3 verses on a Carti album. That's crazy. And y'all understand, Kendrick, he's been gone for so long. Understand, that's one of the biggest issues that people were bringing up during the beef. They were saying that Kendrick takes too long to drop, saying he never releases, he never shows up, he's mysterious. So for him to not only drop as much as he's been dropping, but to appear 3 times on one album, like Fantastic Hip Hop just said, with ad-libs, then a hook, and then a whole entire verse. Yeah, understand. He's had some creative input behind the scenes, absolutely. Had to. Especially with the Luka Doncic bar, it's been recent too. So they've been locked in.
Because Carti has linked up with Kendrick and they are now being looked at as the surprise duo that has won everybody over, and that really have ended up making some of the most exciting music that we have seen in hip-hop in so long together, I mean, with what Ye said, it is so clear that he is livid over this, as he is now really realizing that as a rapper and artist, he has not just lost everything in the music industry, but worst of all for him, he has now lost control of the rappers who used to look up to him and ask for his creative input all of the time, which really for him is just solidifying his downfall more than anything else ever could, because in terms of being an artist, the one thing that has kept Ye in place is the fact that no matter what he did, guys like Tyler the Creator still wanted his beats, and Travis Scott still wanted to bring him out at shows, and Playboi Carti wanted to make collaborations with him. And so now recently, with guys like Travis Scott and Tyler the Creator having to pull their support away from Ye publicly to help their own brands, to now Playboi Carti shifting away from him in terms of the creative direction that he was looking for, all of this is really symbolizing a turn where everybody has stopped looking up to Ye for creative advice. And really, as these 3 rappers were the last stars who were sticking by his side and using his production and ideas for music, now with him losing all of these acts who are all bona fide superstars right now.
And that's crazy because you're right. These are the biggest artists that we have in hip hop altogether. We're talking about Kendrick Lamar, Tyler the Creator, Playboi Carti, and Travis Scott. Literally, Kendrick, Tyler, and Playboi Carti all have some of the biggest releases this year in 2025 out of any artist altogether. Tyler the Creator's going on tour selling records. Playboi Carti, he's about to debut as #1. He just went and sold 300,000 copies. While he's doing 300,000 first week. Like, Kanye, man, he's willing to crash out on anybody, I'll say that. But at the same time, he needs help, and he knows that, but he's going off the galaxy gas. Going off the drugs, man.
Showing the departure of the influence that he once had over the entire rap game, and really it's showing that Ye has been rejected on some level, like we are seeing in terms of the final project that Carti gave us. Because really with Ye and Carti specifically, just in the matter of a year, he went from being able to get Carti to show up anywhere at his listening experiences, and appear on multiple songs on the Vultures albums, and at one point, Ye was even supposed to be executive producing music. Which clearly all of this shows that Ye really thought that Carti would be the one guy who would stand by him no matter how much he lost and no matter what people were saying about him. And really now, with Carti pulling away from Ye as much as possible, while he can act like he doesn't care about any of this and its consequences, what he said about Kendrick Lamar clearly shows us the opposite. Because with Carti moving on and at that now working with the guy who is at the top of the rap game right now, and who in Ye's eyes has already taken so much of what he wanted, whether that's what we saw at the Grammys, the Super Bowl, or just with what he has done to Drake's career in general. With all of this, we can see that Kendrick and Carti's team up is really the worst thing that could have happened to him. And really with this, it's so weird that Ye is this mad at Kendrick right now, because on the Carti album itself, the one song that he produced that actually made the record with the track Backdoor is featuring Kendrick, and because of the musical magic that Kendrick and Carti were able to create over the soulful beat, that record has some of the most potential to become a breakout chart topper for this project that is gonna stick around for a very long time.
And that's what Kanye doesn't like. He doesn't like that Kendrick is so good. And not only does Kendrick have everything that Kanye has at this point, he's getting the accolades, he has the numbers, he's getting the money, the attention, the respect from your peers to not only do the work on the mic, but also we talking about PG Lang, talking about the creative direction that he's going. We talk about him doing the executive producing, and he's doing a lot. So yeah, he's taking over Kanye's role, and understandably, understand Kanye, he's been doing too much, man, especially with the Nazi situation. He's been doing too much ever since I was a kid, and I'm 26, man.
Really, with even the making of this track, it almost seems like despite Ye already leaning in a way where it was clear that he had a problem with Kendrick deciding out of all of the tracks that he could have hopped on to get on the track that Ye produced, it really seems like his way of trying to show that he wanted to squash whatever beef Ye was trying to start with him and really express that no matter how he feels about him getting all of these accomplishments, Kendrick has always respected Ye as a legend and wants him to know that. But again, despite the fact that Kendrick is going to give Ye his first real major chart-topping song since Carnival, Ye clearly does not care, and he is disrespecting the guy who is giving his career as a producer some sort of motion right now. And really with all of this, as a long-term hip-hop fan, this is a lot to see, and it's really sad to witness how Ye is going out in every single sense of the word. And I guess in a way, while it does make sense why Ye is so livid to some extent of how he lost Playboi Carti standing by his side, which again clearly meant so much to him and may have really been the last thing that validated his position in terms of still being able to stay relevant in hip-hop today. With all of that said, when you actually realize why he is angry, and again it comes down to Kendrick Lamar just reaching all of these different heights, I mean, it's weird because Ye is not even trying to be a great hip-hop artist right now, because aside from just everything else he is doing outside of music, which we don't have time to get into any of that, to the current state of his actual music career, which I mean from his last few albums to his awful lyrical ability to the fact that he is just spending more time ranting than getting in the booth and working on his craft. Ye just completely lost touch with everything. And now while people from Kendrick Lamar's camp and who are around him like TDE's very own Punch and Hit It J3 have already responded to Ye's comments, and in the case of Punch, he is just echoing the sentiment that everyone else is wondering, which is why has Ye put himself in this position where he is so against and angry about Kendrick's success? Well, nobody has the answers. With Ye straight up disrespecting Kendrick so directly at this point, well, some people think Kendrick is now gonna diss him for doing this, as Kendrick has been clearly trying to keep things friendly with him, and again, by featuring on a song he produced, that tells us everything about where he wanted this all to be. I don't think Kendrick is going to clap back at this too much or go too far, but I do think in the near future, on one of Kendrick's next songs, we will see a throwaway line or two talking about this, because it's
Hey, but y'all gotta understand, on good credit, that's what Kendrick said. The very last line, he said, hey, when you at the top, you should like it when they coming at you, man. So Kendrick, he know what's up. He ready for the smoke. So it is what it is. Like, even on good credit, he was still dissing. Go check it out again, man. Go analyze it some more. Kendrick, man, he in top shape right now. He just got done battling the biggest artist in hip-hop, and he won. And y'all gotta understand, this man is suing because he lost to Kendrick, man. That's crazy.
Too hard not to address at this point, but overall, the fact that we now have to see a guy who once praised Kendrick Lamar for being an inspiration not just fall out of touch, but be so jealous of another rapper's success that they are trying to do everything to trash them and take them down. And again, it's all because Kendrick can't stop winning. It's just so strange. And in terms of the fall-off we have seen from the guy who more and more is being left in the past and is only even being talked about when we remember that he gave us albums like Graduation. And with us reaching the point where Ye has become so jealous and at the same time so out of touch that he hasn't just been at a lower place ever in terms of rap's power rankings, but now he's just yelling at Kendrick Lamar pretty much for just being too good, all while he is doing nothing to even improve as an artist and try to actually do something good for his career. What has been more clear than ever now is that as we are seeing the rise of Kendrick Lamar become greater and greater, just like we have seen with so many people who have not been able to accept how much a rapper like him just wants to be great and how they keep pushing everything forward, this run from Kendrick is causing them to go out worse than you could have ever thought. And I mean, with this now happening to so many different people, from just Kendrick being a great MC, aside from somebody like Drake who he directly started beef with, for all of these other guys who were just getting jealous from his presence, it is really showing that Kendrick Lamar may be the most influential MC ever in terms of the type of impact they have on their peers just from existing. I am sure we are going to see more rappers showcase just how jealous they are of him like we have seen here. So now with all of this said,
Hey, but like I said, Kendrick, he ready for it. He want it. So it's going to get worse. Kanye, he's going to keep doing Kanye, especially now that he's still a billionaire. He still has plenty of influence, but at the same time, he doesn't have the culture anymore. Kendrick has the culture, and that's the biggest thing. Kanye doesn't have the people. He just has the money. He has a little bit left of his attention. So we just gotta sit back and see what happens, because we have no idea with Kanye, man. He could go back to the other side again. We don't know. He's still dissing. But appreciate y'all, man. See y'all in the next video. Oh.